Take my heart, Jesus, and give me your heart. Take my mind, Jesus, and give me your mind. Take my will, Jesus, and give me your will, so I may be like you.
This life you see is so mysterious. These are the words of my master in one of his preaching here. This life you see is so mysterious. You don't know who will be your Savior tomorrow. You don't know the child you refused to send to school could be the Prime Minister tomorrow. If all of us could understand that life is the product of grace, no matter how your brother, your sister offend you, you will not retaliate, but you will find a place in your heart to pardon that person. We'll be looking at two scriptures. First, we will read John chapter 3, verse 16 to 17, and Acts chapter 9, verse 1 to 6. I will read the Good News version. For God loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten Son, so that everyone who believes in him may not die, but have eternal life. Verse 17. For God did not send his Son into the world to be its judge. Another translation says, for God did not send his Son Jesus Christ to this world to condemn the world, but he sent his Son so that the world might be saved through him. I take verse 17 again. For God did not send his Son into the world to be its judge, but to be its Savior. Let's go to Acts. Acts chapter 9. From verses 1 to verse number 6. I read in the Spirit of the Lord. In the meantime, Saul kept up his violent trait of murder against the followers of the Lord. He went to the high priest and asked for letters of introduction to the synagogues in Damascus, so that if he should find there any follower of the way of the Lord, he will be able to arrest them, both men and women, and bring them back to Jerusalem. Verse number 3. As Saul was near the city of Damascus, suddenly light from the sky flashed around him. He fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to him, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? Who are you, Lord? He asked. I am Jesus, whom you persecute, the voice said. Verse 6. But get up and go into the city where you will be told what to do. Verse 6 again. But get up and go into the world, into the city where you will be told what you must do. Here is the word of the Lord. We have heard from the 2 chapters in the Bible. John chapter 3 verse 16 says something. Man sinned from the beginning. Where God kept man, man left the place. God was thinking how to bring back that union between him and man. He looked at the world. He said in his heart, I cannot destroy what I created. What must I do? Who will go for us so that that union should come back? Something happened. Jesus said, I will go. That is why verse 16 of John 3. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish. For he did not send his Son into this world to condemn. We shall be talking under the title, What Love Can Do. Tell your neighbor, do you really love? Do you really love? And what did your neighbor say? He said, yes. Are you sure? Let's hear what the Lord is saying. In the pain God was passing through, he saw mankind in another dimension. Remember, he created us to fulfill his works here on earth. That is why when we were going astray, rejecting his prophets he sent, disobeying his commandment that governs our life, he saw that which he created in man. He saw that power. He saw that spirit that if I bestow this in man, if I bring back man to his normal nature, my work on earth will be fulfilled. And that is why verse 17 says, for he sent his Son to come in this world not to condemn us. Linking this to our natural life we are living today. When you read the book of Acts, you see how God was busy, how Jesus was busy planning to change the life of Saul. The Bible said Saul was a murderer, the same as we are murderers today. We murder without knowing. If you read the word very well, you will see that Saul will always go to the governor's Dio's office to take an order to persecute. The same thing we are doing today. We go to witchcraft homes. We backbite our brother for nothing. Jesus saw all this demonic thought in Saul. He saw how he was acting it, but he said, no, I see a deliverer in this man. I will not condemn this person. And Jesus told him, go to the city of Damascus and you'll be told what to do. The same thing, God have sent his servants, and one of them is Prophet Boris. He said, go to him. He will tell you what to do, as Jesus did. And he has been telling us that we should love one another, but we instead condemn one another. The moment you start to see your brother as the cause of your challenge, you miss the track. Jesus knew very well that Paul is not acting on his own. That is why the light in heaven touched him to change the darkness in him to become like him. He said, go, you will be told. Love is the center of all truth. Love is acting beyond human power. You are in pains, but you still say, I forgive you. What am I saying? If you see me or your brother going astray, instead for you to kneel down and pray to God to change his life, you condemn. Look at what happened. It is because of the works of Jesus Christ in the life of Paul that he saw, and his love towards him caused Jesus to be where he is today. Love will give you that opportunity to live long on earth. Stop condemning one another. Jesus said, go, come to temple, hear the message of my servant prophet Boris to us. Condemnation brings no payment, but rather destruction. The more you condemn others' life, the more you invite destruction into your life and that of your generation to come. You are here crying every day, praying that God should bless you. How can God bless a heart that is wicked? How will God come down and dwell in a heart that is not pure? The blessing of the Lord cannot dwell in the heart that doesn't forgive. The pain of the past has imprisoned us. It is only love that can deliver you. Love will help you to know the weakness of your brother and pray that God should change that person. That is why your marital lives are not stable. When your spouse wrongs you, you keep in your heart, you will never forgive. The moment Stephen in the book of Acts forgave the people that stoned him, or they were stoning him to death, the Bible says heavens opened. Love enables us to see how our heavens are open. It was that love that caused him to say, Father, forgive them. That moment he saw Jesus seated at the right hand of God, with the crown to crown him. Love will cause our crown to come upon us. Love will make our blessing to be fulfilled in due time. Love sacrifice. You will say, I have done this to my wife, I have done that to my husband, and yet she or he has not recognized me as a husband or as a wife. Jesus did not look at that way. He told Saul, Saul! Now, it's Gilbert. Why are you persecuting me? Personalize it. Why do we persecute Jesus every day? And we make ourselves as Christians. Jesus said, go and learn. The love of Christ caused him to tell Paul to change the life of Saul to Paul, because he saw the apostolic grace in him. And I want to tell you, from that moment, the Spirit of God lifted Paul, that he has been the great apostle we are reading today. Any great expectation in life, you must have that love in you. If you claim that you are a child of God, you were born again this 20 years ago today, but an iota of love is not found in us, I tell you, you will still remain the same. It was love that caused Jesus Christ to forgive the prostitute that was about to be stoned. Jesus saw the people that brought her to him and said, Master, it is written, when someone commits such an act, an adultery act, is to be stoned to death. But Jesus asked them one question. If you know you have never sinned, start the first stone. And behold, before Jesus stood up, nobody was found. Before he raised up his head, he saw nobody. And Jesus told the woman, your sins are forgiven. From that moment, that prostitute became announced today. She is the one that washed the feet of Jesus and anointed his feet with costly perfume. That is love. Love will cause you to change people's status. Love can bring down fire that was about to consume the whole nation. Love brings unity where there is trouble. Love sacrifices where there is no sacrifice. Love will make you do things in others' life more than yourself. And that is the legacy Jesus Christ left you on earth, that we should continue. That is why in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 1, say, let brotherly love continue, because challenges will come and cost you not to love your brother again. It is only love that can give you that inner force to love your husband even when you know he is cheating. It is only that love that can cause you to love your wife even when you know she is very stubborn and arrogant. It is only love that can cause you to love your children even when you know all of them, they are stubborn to you. Is your child or has your children call you names that you are a witch, you have done this, you don't care about us, meanwhile you spend your last kobo to send them to school? Show them the other side. That is why Jesus said in the book of Matthew that if they slap you the one side, show the other side. Love does not condemn. Love does not envy. Love builds. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, from verse 7, you see how what love does. The faith in love, the hope in love, and the patience in love never fails. Love guarantees us to live everywhere here on earth. It is love that will cause you to help even an unbeliever on the way to become the person tomorrow. Jesus knelt down and prayed, Saul, I change your name today. Peter, who was called Simon, I change your name to Peter. This is love. Love will cause you to see the negativity in your sister and change it to positivity. It is love that will make you recognize even the one good thing that your brother have done to you. My mentor once told me, he said, Noble, no matter how bad a person may be to you, think of the one good thing the person have ever done to you. That good thing will help you pray for the person to change. Love can cause you pray for other nations that are under demonic attacks. Love will help you stay closer to Jesus forever. Love will cause you to love what God has created for his purpose. I tell you, beloved in the Lord, whatever you are seeking for, whatever you have been looking for, if you don't love, you will never have it. Because love is God and God is love. God bless you.
Take my heart, Jesus, and give me your heart. Take my mind, Jesus, and give me your mind. Take my will, Jesus, and give me your will, so I may be like you, so I may be like you. Take my